Hi, I'm Katie with Layman's, and today I want to talk about making butter at home. Layman's original large butter churn is perfect for when you want to make a lot of butter. I have a large family and I love making a lot of butter at one time. It just makes the process faster. You can make a lot of butter at home if you have a large family or if you want to freeze it or have a lot of cooking or baking to do. It's super easy to clean because only the glass and the sanitary stainless steel paddle are actually touching the cream. The improved paddle design shortens cream to butter cycle by 20%, which means more butter in less time, as little as 15 minutes. Note the high quality stainless steel mechanism, which will last for many batches of butter making. I love the way it's just easy to operate. I also love the fact that the parts are made in the USA and assembled right here in Kidron, Ohio by Layman's employees. It's made of a stainless steel paddle and the cast aluminum handle and the wooden turn handle. It's very important to me that products are high quality made, and this one feels very durable, and I'm sure it's going to last a long time in your kitchen through many batches of home butter making. This wide 5-inch opening makes butter removal faster and easier. This churn also includes a free booklet making cheese, butter, and yogurt at home with lots of tips and recipes. I like that the booklet explains how to make sweet cream butter and cultured cream butter, which I make a lot of times at my house. It's so healthy for you. Now, you want to make sure that you're not filling any churn more than 3/4 full. You've got to have room for the butter to actually churn. This actually has a 5-quart capacity, but it churns up to 3 quarts of cream, which is twice as much as competing models. If you are new to butter making, I have just the thing for you. This is a smaller version. It is so easy to use. It is great for the beginner, and my kids use this at home. They love the fun of taking turns and churning the butter. This makes up to 1/2 pound, so that's 2 sticks of butter. If you'd rather not commit to a larger churn, this one is a perfect starter for you. And also, if you have a smaller family or just a few folks at home and only need a small amount of butter, then 1/2 pound is the perfect size for starting. I love the smoothness of this model. I love the wooden handles, and it just twists right on, right off, although you can trust it to stay on. And it has these silicone paddles that are flexible, and that provides higher efficiency. So I'm going to show you how to make butter, but we're going to use the smaller churn today. It is the best one for starting. So let's scoot this one over. So we're going to take the top off, but let's talk for just a second about what you're going to need to make butter. So you're going to need cream. You need heavy cream. When you're going to the grocery store, you need to look for heavy cream. It might be called heavy whipping cream. You can also use the cream from your family cow. And if you have a family cow, you know that the cream rises to the top after a day or two of sitting in the refrigerator. You cannot use milk for making butter. You cannot go to the grocery store and buy whole milk, skim milk, any kind of milk. You must use cream, heavy whipping cream, or like I said, sometimes it's called heavy cream, because you want that fat. The fat is what you're going to pull away from the buttermilk. And so the result, after we have churned the butter, we're going to have the butter and the buttermilk. We'll talk about the buttermilk in a minute. You cannot use milk because that has been homogenized usually in the grocery store, and that is a process that they do in the facility that combines the cream and the milk to prevent the cream from separating. So you do want to look for heavy cream or whipping cream. You can use ultra pasteurized. I prefer to use as low processed cream as I can find, but a lot of times I've looked in the store and you cannot find cream that is just pasteurized or vat pasteurized, I typically find. So it is fine to use ultra pasteurized. Also, it is good to note 2 things. The first one is the higher the quality of cream, really the better butter you're going to get. Also, you want the cream to be room temperature. Now, you don't have to have a thermometer, you don't have to take the temperature, but just, let the cream sit out on the countertop for a few hours, depending on the time of year or whether or not you have air conditioning in your home. But you do not want to take the cream right out of the refrigerator and make butter because it just won't set up very well. I know this because I did this the other day and I had a softer product. And then a week ago, I made butter with cream that had been sitting out for several hours, and I ended up with a firmer product. So that does make a difference. So as I said before, you're not going to fill the jar more than 3/4 of the way full. Now, you don't have to stress over that either. You don't have to measure it. You don't have to get out your, measuring tape, but just eyeball it, because you want to have space for the cream to churn into butter. So this is heavy whipping cream. This is ultra pasteurized from the grocery store. And this is 1 quart that I am pouring in here. So you see it's a little bit over a half. So what we're gonna do with this smaller layman's Dazy style churn is just screw the top on like that. And then you're simply just going to turn the wooden handle. Now, this is where you can get the family involved. The other day I had 2 children and a husband helping me churn butter because I was making supper. But honestly, this does not take long, and you're just going to churn until 2 things are gonna happen. The first thing that you're going to discover is you're gonna have whipping cream. Now, that is delightful if you have fudge pie that you need whipping cream for, but that's not what we're going for today. You could stop there and you've just made whipping cream, but we're gonna keep going past that whipping cream stage, or whipped cream, I should say, whipped cream stage, and then you will start to see the solids separate from the liquid. After the butter has churned in the butter churn and the solids have separated from the liquid. Now, what you need to know about the liquid is don't throw it out. It's called buttermilk. It is so beneficial to use in your cooking and baking. It's not the same kind of buttermilk that you're going to buy at the grocery store. That is a facility produced product, but this buttermilk is what our ancestors used. This is the buttermilk that they knew, and this is what would be used in their biscuits and so forth. A side note, if you do want to use that buttermilk in your biscuits, it is less acidic than what you're gonna buy in the grocery store, so you're probably gonna add a little bit of vinegar or lemon juice when you use that buttermilk. And some people even like to drink it after it's been put in the refrigerator, so you can make sure you save that buttermilk. It does thicken up just a little bit when you put it in the refrigerator. So you're gonna have the buttermilk that you have drained off of the butter. And so you have the solid butter that you've produced. Now that you've drained the buttermilk and reserved that, now you're going to do what's called washing the butter. You're going to put the butter in a bowl. You're going to use cold water. Now, a lot of people put ice cubes in there. I don't, because it gets mixed up in the butter and kind of provides a little bit more of a mess, in my opinion. You don't want your butter to melt. And so you're not going to use your hands, but I'm going to tell you what you can use. I love this butter paddle from Layman's. It is reminiscent of the one that I have belonging to my great-grandmother, and it is made in Ohio of solid maple with the Layman's logo on the back. I love this. It is traditional, like I said, and it has the extra wide paddle. You can use this to press against the side of the bowl, and you're going to push or knead the butter, if you will, and it is going to release any excess buttermilk. And so your water will be cloudy, and you're going to pour that off after you have pressed the butter against the side of the dish. And then you're going to rinse that several more times in cold water. You're going to pour it off, and when the water at the last rinse, it's going to be clearer, and then you'll know that all the buttermilk has been removed from your butter. To pour the wash water off the butter, you just need to hold your bowl, use the paddle to hold the butter against the edge, and just pour it off. Keep adding cold water. You're going to knead the butter, and then again, you're going to pour it off, and you're going to keep doing this until the wash water is clear. This is a little known fact about butter. The most nutritious butter comes from cows grazing on fresh green grass and new growth. Here in Ohio, that means May and June, and sometimes again in October after a rainy stretch gives the grass a boost. This is the deepest yellow-orange butter, and it's filled with many nutrients. During the winter, the butter will be much more pale since the cows are eating just dry hay. Store your homemade butter right on your table or your countertop with the Butterie butter dish. Its attached flip-top lid solves the slippery mess that a 2-piece butter dish makes. This gives you instant spreadable butter that goes on smoothly, no ripping the toast like hard, cold refrigerated butter does. Each dish includes a matching spreader that fits into the specially designed cradle on the front of the dish. The attached flip-top lid never touches the butter or the countertop, and it's perfect for arthritic hands. Butter can be kept at room temperature up to 3 weeks, whether it's salted or unsalted. The dish holds 2 sticks of butter, which is 8 ounces, and it features a hidden back wall for scraping the butter spreader clean. It's made of durable, shatterproof plastic that is PBA free, which is important to me, and it's great for outdoor dining and is microwave and dishwasher safe. These products are sold anywhere that Lehman's products are available. Shop our store in Kidron, Ohio. We're open every day except Sunday, but we're always open at lehmans.com. Let us help you take the next step on your journey to a simpler life.